Square or round? Which is better? Which is better, square or round? Now, yes, with the square, in general, you're going to need a larger enclosure just because there's more bore and stroke happening because the woofer is bigger. In general terms. But every woofer, how they design them, you know, can work in smaller enclosures, or they work really well, even better in larger enclosures. It all depends what you're trying to get. That's why I think Kicker kind of was ahead of the game, because how they made the square woofer and how well it reacts in a small enclosure. I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't like the way they sound in a small enclosure. Well, you're really pushing the limits of what that woofer can do. You put that other woofer that's round into that same enclosure, it's going to be having a hard time just as well. It's really hard to get that low end extension when you have a very small box. But if you can do that with more cone area in the same size box, but you're moving more air and it's doing the same performance, you know, of that box, but in general, moving more air, you know, that's kind of the whole, not gimmick, but the 20% more cone area, it is real. But it all depends what you're trying to do. You know, if you really want to get more output, yes, you're going to have to build a bigger box, and, you know, you want to play lower, build a bigger box, you know, and it depends with your port tuning and all that kind of stuff. But I feel, to be very general with things, you know, that's kind of why the square works. The triangle doesn't. You know, it's just you already have these rounded edges over here, you know, and you have a triangle. You put two of them, you're still getting less effective cone area because you're putting two beside each other. They got landings and gaskets that are in the way. The square is the biggest that you can be with just any shape. So I feel like that, you know, that's why Kickers, you know, they're square. Yeah, it could be a little bit of a gimmick. I mean, look at it. It really makes you want to look at it. It's like, man, that speaker is square. That's cool. So, I don't know. You take it as you will.